Hello, dear listener. You have now entered the world of the BS Podcast Network. Enjoy your stay.
This is the Magic Our Way podcast with my mutants, Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Lee. They're cut above the rest, bub. You're the best there is at what you do. And what you do is pretty nice.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Sante Sana, bub. You are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States of America. We are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff, and this is the show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. Today, guys, we are talking about some Captain Marvel lawsuit history. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
And on this show, we follow the Disney concept of edutainment, where we focus on your entertainment, and along the way, you just might learn a thing or two.
Hey.
And always, to join in our discussion, we have a resident comic genius from ivorycomics.com, Mr. Marvel himself, Eli Ivory. How you doing, sir?
Doing great, bub. How you doing?
I'm doing well, bub.
Yeah.
Bub.
Fire me up there.
I know. He's
Yeah.
That's good. That's awesome.
That is. I just wanted to add another collection to the many introductions that we have for the Magic Our Way podcast.
Yes. I need to find one myself.
We're growing. Yes.
Yes, we're growing. It's awesome. And also joining us on the show, speaking of growing, because that beard is growing.
Yes, sir.
We have a resident travel agent from Magical Moments Vacations, the Shaggy TA, El Beardo himself, Lee Lastavica. How you doing, sir?
Yes, sir. I am growing, not showing. What is up with you guys?
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
That's how you started.
The funny thing is, even when he's a grower, he's still not a shower.
Dun, 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 dun. And also hanging out in the studio with us is our friend Eddie, so you might hear his voice every now and then. So good to see you, man.
Oh, man. I tell you what, it is really good to record today. I needed to get out of my house, yes.
Oh, glad.
really?
All kind of craziness.
I'm glad we can give you some piece of solitude and comfort. Because today is your show.
Got some roommate problems?
Well, I have, I think the other show we talked about, my air went out.
Oh, well, that is a problem.
Yeah, but now
By air, he means air conditioning. For those that don't have air conditioning normally in your house.
So yeah, I got some guys that came in, and it was supposed to be a 3-day job. Apparently, they're gonna finish up on Monday. But yeah, there's all this chaos that has ensued. There's parts of air conditioners and stuff like all over my deck. I'm not making this up. Some guy actually went through and made my bed, took my...
Wait. One of the AC guys made your bed?
Yeah, they have apparently...
Does he like you?
I guess he does. I wasn't even there.
Did he leave a chocolate on your pillow?
Did he make some animal origami like Disney?
Yeah, I was going to say he took the towels and made
He made a heart. No, he made a heart, right?
He made a AC duct out of towels.
I mean, that's some surprising news to get when you come out from work. There's just like, a bunch of people working, and then there's just this one guy's like, yeah, I made your bed for you and cleaned up your bathroom. And it's like, thanks. Yeah.
Did he cook you breakfast too?
I was waiting for that. Like,
Did you give him orange juice?
I mean, we ain't got to that level yet. I'd like to at least be part of the process before knowing that my room is being rearranged while I'm not there.
I've been your friend for a number of years. I've never made your bed.
and I have not made yours either.
and we've lived together before, and I have never made your bed.
And has he given you orange juice, Danny?
He has not given me orange juice.
Oh, my God.
But if I go to his house, he will offer me beverages.
But not orange juice.
Never orange
Apparently,
juice.
orange juice is the pinnacle of what you can receive from Mr. Ivory over here.
Yeah, but you gotta at least let me know if you're gonna make my bed up. It's so weird. Oh, it's so weird.
Well, my weekends, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, this is an Eli show, as we went off on that little tangent by the intro. Today, we are talking a little bit, as I mentioned, some Captain Marvel history. You want to give the listeners a little bit of teaser of what we're about to discuss?
Yes, of course. So you're gonna learn today about how the title Captain Marvel went from a small independent comic company to one of the biggest comic company slash Disney company in the MCU universe today.
So, guys, enough of our jibber jabber. Let's go discuss some Captain Marvel magic. And here we are on the hub, and we're going to talk about the hub because there was no really news this week because, I mean, there was nothing really happening except for things that aren't happening, but we don't want to lament on that because that's just so sad.
Nobody's fault.
But we're going to talk about Captain Marvel lawsuits, sir.
I want to talk about China and Mulan. We can't talk about that?
Not till December, sir.
Oh.
No, because I'm
You're
not
right.
paying $30.
No,
I ain't paid no extra 30.
For
I
what,
just,
3 months extra? Is that what it is? 3 months? November, October. So, yeah, 3 months extra? No.
No, I like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That's all I need to see
What
for a
about
bit.
your crotch?
It's itching.
Oh, okay, all right.
I got some cortisone. You want?
Nah, it makes you feel alive.
Today we are discussing everything Captain. Well, not everything, but the lawsuits regarding Captain Marvel. What the heck?
How the title Captain Marvel end up with Brie Larson?
All right, so we're about to turn this over to our Marvel expert, Eli Ivory. Eli, take it away.
Cut to Kirk Landry turning off his listening device right now.
Boop. Oh, and Mr. Downs.
Oh, yeah, Stephen Downs, both of them, yes.
Yeah, both.
Oh man, come on! This is a history.
But the Raz is listening.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people who look at Captain Marvel as a strong, powerful. I love Captain Marvel.
I love Captain Marvel.
So why don't you tell us all about Captain Marvel, how she came to be, and the lawsuit and all that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, and as usual, I usually title these different things, but I just call this one simply Marvelous.
Marvelous or marvelous?
Marvelous.
Oh, marvelous.
Simply marvelous, or just marvelous?
Just
Simply
marvelous.
marvelous.
the
darling.
Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
You look marvelous.
You
Yes.
look marvelous.
Marvelous, darling. Marvelous.
Marvelous.
So the first Captain Marvel appeared in the late 1930s, early 40s.
Wow, really? She's that old?
He
Oh, he. That's
He
right.
is that
You're
old.
right.
he is that old.
Okay.
The question is, who wrote him? Who?
Ooh.
Was it DC? Was it Marvel? Who?
Oh.
Neither one.
Really?
one.
Neither one wrote Captain Marvel.
So just to be clear, neither DC or Marvel wrote Captain Marvel.
Correct.
Is that what you're telling us?
That's what I'm saying.
Because we should preface this for comic book fans who might not be in the know.
That's right. We thought catered to a lot of Disney fans. So.
That is true. That there is a DC superhero that many of y'all know as Shazam.
Shazam. Yes.
That formerly was known as Captain Marvel.
Correct.
Interesting. I had a Mattel car that was Shazam's car.
Oh yeah, the landing boat on
Yes,
it.
that's right. Yellow, all that.
Yeah, I mean, look, Shazam or Captain Marvel, if you will, before this time is a big deal.
So one thing, so I want the listeners to be well aware of this, is that Captain Marvel and Shazam fought for the name.
Wait, you're like literally?
They fought for the name, and Captain Marvel won.
So help me here, because I'm in the comic books, but I'm not. So Shazam is DC,
Shazam is DC.
yes.
and Captain Marvel is Marvel.
That's
Just
exactly
Marvel.
it.
And
Yes.
those two fought.
Those two powerhouses fought over the identity of Captain Marvel and who it could be. And Shazam, or the old Captain Marvel, had to back down and say, nope, my name is Shazam. Call me Toby.
My mama called me Shazam. I'm gonna call it Shazam.
But Mama called me Billy. Just call me Billy. That's definitely it. That's definitely it.
So that is what I find so intriguing about the story that we're about ready to get into, is that the two biggest comic behemoths fought this out to figure out who had the right to call themselves Captain Marvel, and Marvel won and DC lost.
That is interesting. Yeah. So if you're ever wondering if Marvel and DC got into it, this is one instance in which they did. Yes.
Yes.
Because clearly Captain Marvel is Captain Marvel, and she had her movie, and Shazam had his movie. He was Shazam.
1 month behind each other.
1 month.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm curious.
It's meant to be.
like
It's
Captain
intertwined.
Marvel. What the hell?
That's a lot.
Yeah. Tell us.
Tell us how this all came to be.
Okay, yeah, so here's the thing. So in the very beginning, there was independent comic company that was called Wiz Comics. in the early
Wiz.
Like you gotta
Like
go.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was with
like the Dorothy remake?
Yeah, Donna Summers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no,
Michael
yeah.
Jackson.
Michael Jackson and
He's on down the road. Not that.
Nipsey Russell was the Scarecrow. I remember that.
I love the Wiz, man.
I love the Wiz. Tell us about the Wiz.
No, it was a good time. It was a good time. It was
I didn't know
very
they made
spiritual.
comic book movies, but this is good.
Anything's possible with the Wiz.
Can you feel?
That's right.
Brand new day.
No, this is not that Wiz. This is
Oh,
another
Cheese Whiz.
Oh.
Cheese Whiz.
Yeah,
Cheese Whiz.
WHIZ.
So it's not the
Wiz.
Captain EO Wiz.
No,
All right.
Got to take a whiz.
Not Take a Wiz either. So all right. So this is a different Wiz.
that's a Wiz with two Z's.
Is this like a cheesesteak Whiz or without?
Oh yeah.
So not the Wiz, not the Cheese Whiz, not Take a Whiz.
Well, this
Wiz.
is kind of like the Big Red Cheese because that is actually Captain Marvel Shazam moniker.
Really?
Yes, the Big Red Cheese is what
Big
he's
Red-
called. Yes, but not by Wiz Comics, but that is one of the many
Big
names.
Red cheese.
Yes.
So now we've established a little bit of back. So tell us, who was the first Captain Marvel?
So the first Captain Marvel is he's created by Bill Parker and an artist named C.C. Beck. That's who creates the character. Now, beforehand, Superman, you know, the big red blue Boy Scout, right?
He's a big red Wiz too. He's a red and blue Wiz
He wears red underpants, absolutely. But he's not Captain Underpants.
with quite a Wiz.
That's it. So he comes out a year or so before. So these creators say, hey, look, we can top that, and we're going to make our own character. So hence the name Captain Marvel is born, right?
Wait, so Captain Marvel came up with Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel was a Superman ripoff.
Well, we're going to say that Superman, okay, at that time when Superman came out, Superman couldn't fly. He had strength. Like, if you remember, like, the old Action Comics, he had the car. He's lifting the car over his head. People, like, running away. Like, the criminals were running away and stuff like that. He could leap a tall building in a single bound, but he never could fly.
Never could fly. That's
Yeah,
true.
right? He was just a strong dude that could jump a lot.
He's like LeBron.
Like LeBron. So, Bill Parker and C.C. Beck is who makes this character, right? Now,
for Wiz.
For Wiz Comics,
Okay,
right?
so they make this guy for Wiz. Okay.
Yes, and then they're picked up by Fawcett Comics. Now, the thing is there's never an issue 1. There's an issue 2 as to when this version of Captain Marvel appears. They never make a 1. They just, like, did a reprint.
What is this version of Captain Marvel? Before we get into the issues, who are we talking about here?
Okay, so this version of Captain Marvel, imagine this. So imagine, like, a built guy. He's well-chiseled, cold black hair, kind of slicked back, and then, like, he's clean-cut guy. But now here's the thing. So he wears a red outfit with a big lightning bolt on it.
Ah,
Okay,
I've
right.
heard of this guy.
You've seen this guy
The
before, right?
man
Yes.
formerly known as Captain Marvel, now known as Shazam.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, we get to that.
So
but yes,
Shazam came first.
Shazam came first. Plymouth Rock landed on Shazam.
Oh, wow.
Bam. That's it. Guy will come first.
Just
right?
like a guy.
And so he's got a golden sash. He wears a cape, but it's not like a typical cape that you wear from your back. He wears it on the side, like on his shoulder. It's like a white cape, and it's got like some gold trimming.
So I guess after he talked to Ed the Mode, he figured this would be a better design.
Right. If it was
Yeah.
a black cape, he'd be Black Adam. I guess that's it.
And it was a short cape, too, so it wouldn't get caught
Yes.
up in no turbines of a...
that. And then, like, yeah, no bad guy could grab the cape, but, you know.
Oh, so Ed the Mode was like, okay, darling, you can have this.
This is yours.
perfect, darling.
We
Okay,
designed
great.
this for you. And he's got like these kind of, for lack of a better word, I call them kind of like pirate boots. They're not like Superman, like you said, he would have like the boots that were kind of like,
They get the flap.
yeah, they're kind of like part of uniform, but this dude has the, like you said, the flap like a pirate.
Yeah.
That is, helps
So
him.
they're not like Cajun
Let's stick out.
Reeboks or anything. It was,
No, they're not Air Jordans.
oh, okay.
Well, he can't jump. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just flies.
Yes.
White heroes can't jump.
Neither one of them dunked back then. Absolutely. Now, the other thing that made Captain Marvel stand out from Superman, while Superman is an alien, right? You know the story.
Yeah, Krypton. all that,
Krypton
yeah,
comes
yeah.
in, planet explodes, he arrives.
Yeah, the realm of solitude, whatever the solitude
Fortress of
thing.
Solitude.
Fortress of Solitude, yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's cold out there. This cat is pretty much like a boy. His name is Billy Batson. You see this, right? So it's Billy Batson. Yeah. He's the alter ego. Like, so there's Clark Kent for Superman. Billy Batson is Shazam. Right?
Okay, Billy Batson. All right.
The original Captain Marvel.
The original Captain Marvel. So here's the thing. When Billy Batson, the kid, says Shazam, lightning bolt hits, and then he becomes Captain Marvel.
Because Shazam isn't his name. Shazam is the name of the wizard
Yes, that granted him the powers.
that granted him his powers.
And it's also an acronym for all of the powers combined.
Yeah.
So when he says what? So when Captain Marvel says what?
So when Billy Batson says Shazam,
Oh, he turns into Captain.
he turns into Captain Marvel. Right.
Now they'll have you believe he turns into Shazam.
Brain
But
hurts.
Shazam was the name of the wizard that granted him the powers that allowed him to turn into Captain Marvel. And as Eli just said, Shazam is an acronym, and it stands for all the wizards like Zeus.
Yeah, the
and-
wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury.
Yo, I own like the little die-cast model of Shazam in this car, the little yellow car. I had no idea this was all like backstory. my mind is completely blown right now.
Right, so, you know,
I love that little guy. I don't know what happened to him.
that's a
but-
cool car. If you have a lightning bolt on a car, you know it's going fast.
Yeah,
right?
no, it was like a little Shazam. It was a yellow car. I don't know if Mattel or whoever made it, Matchbox made it, but it was awesome. And I had it when I was little, and I don't know. I must have had an ex-girlfriend that threw it away. I don't know.
Did Captain Marvel drive the car?
No, it was Shazam. On the side of the car, it said Shazam.
Ah, yes.
I could probably draw the car. I remember vividly because I used to play with that car a lot. This is blowing my mind right now.
So here's the thing. So again, Superman is still out there. Captain Marvel comes onto the scene, and boom, Captain Marvel or Shazam, right, is taking over, right? I mean,
But right now we're referring to him as Captain Marvel, right?
yeah,
That's
he's
what they-
Captain Marvel.
In that world, they're calling him Captain Marvel.
There
That's
is
it.
no Marvel, Captain Marvel.
And there's no
Yes.
Shazam at this point.
Right, Shazam is just like
the wizard.
Yeah, Shazam's the wizard, and that's the word you say to
Okay,
turn into
and that
Captain
character is
Marvel.
not referred to as Shazam. It's Captain Marvel.
It's Captain
period.
Marvel, straight up.
Interesting. Oh, Billy Batson says Shazam.
That's
Okay.
the coolest thing about the character of Captain Marvel was that he's a child. He's a child who, when he says the name Shazam, becomes an adult and fights crime. But really, deep down inside, it's kind of like the Peter Parker syndrome, where you're kind of like a teenager fighting crime.
So wait, so if I'm Shazam, a Billy Baxton is a boy, and I see a hot chick, I say Shazam, and I got like a fully formed.
You're a
thing,
fully formed man. You
and
can lift cars.
I can copulate with that said chick.
Well, if you ever watch,
Is that what's happening?
if you've watched the DC movie Shazam, that's what the kid does. As soon as he says Shazam, he goes into a liquor store and he tries to buy all kinds of beer and stuff like that because now he's an adult.
I am completely invested.
It's a cool character. It really is.
It's very cool.
It's like Big but better.
Yeah,
That's exactly it.
That's
Oh my-
it.
I wish I was this guy when I was little.
Well, I think that's what works. I think that's what makes the character works is that it's like every boy's fantasy, right? You turn into a superhero with the sake of a word, and you can lift anything. You're faster
I
than
have
anything.
the junk. I can do things.
You got all the business.
But at heart, you're still a child.
Yeah, you're still a kid, but you just look like the man.
but not when I return from Shazam.
Well, that's true. But that's why you just keep saying Shazam a lot. and
I
you're
like
all
how
good.
Kevin's like, dude, this could totally get me laid. It's not like I can fight crime, I can make a difference. I'm totally getting laid at 14.
Great responsibility, whatever Spider-Man
Great power
says.
comes with great
Yes,
power comes great
exactly. I would
responsibility.
totally respect that, but I got to get mine.
You right, player. You right, player.
With great power comes a man-sized unit.
When I was little, I mean, like, hey,
I am not ready for this.
I'm completely sold. So tell me more about this dude that says Shazam, and it's
Shazam.
like batang,
Bam.
like John Holmes.
So here's the thing is that again you got these two powerful characters in the sense of Superman and then Captain Marvel, right? But Captain Marvel can do cooler things. Captain Marvel is as strong as Superman as far as like the comics are concerned. Because back then, right, there's a drawing like this, the Action Comics drawing of Superman. He's lifting the car. When they made Captain Marvel, he doesn't hold the car on the cover. He is tossing the car at a wall where criminals are running from it. So like right then, if you're a fan, you're seeing Captain Marvel. He's all about that action, just like you would be if you say Shazam.
So just out of curiosity, I'm sure I could look this up, but just for anybody listening, Action Comics, is that their own company or is that just the name of that comic line?
What as far as for
Like when you say
Superman?
Action Comics, like what are you referring to?
well,
Just so I know.
That's for that Superman line. Like back then, they had DC wasn't DC. There were Detective Comics for Batman, and then National Comics for everything else.
And then Action Comics was
Superman's own line, but they hadn't formed into DC back then. They were just so like right then it was like Superman Inc. Like that's all that was. So they're basically it's like Voltron, right? Like they're different entities. They make these heroes. People are like, oh wow, these heroes are cool, and then they
eventually come together and
form DC.
And then Wonder Woman rules the world
all the time because I mean, how can you beat a woman that has a rope of truth? There's just no way to lie around that. Anyway, what I'm saying is that so
Wonder Woman, I'll be a cuckold in the corner.
you have a choice. She ropes you, and then you're like,
right.
You're right. You watching me in the corner, right? Yes,
Ask me
ma'am.
anything.
Yes, ma'am. Whatever
Ask
you
me
need.
anything.
I can't do anything. So Captain Marvel basically surpasses Superman in popularity and in sales and whatnot.
Really?
Yes. And actually, in 1941, becomes one of the first superheroes to have his own like feature film. I mean, it's different than what you would see now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing, right? Is that where Superman leaps, Captain Marvel flies, right? So we're like, that's the thing that starts to stick it out. So like at this point, everybody's like, yeah, well, Captain Marvel's the man. I mean, Man of Steel, he'd go melt himself. So they go ahead and they even have so DC. Well, I'm just gonna say DC for the sake of. But
when was this? Like when did?
Yeah, like so. How did Wiz Comics and DC Comics become one?
Okay, so Wiz Comics is separate. They make Captain Marvel.
Okay,
right.
And then National Comics and Detective Comics and Superman Inc. They all have their own perspective characters. So, for the lack of better words, Superman Inc. is they back Superman. They don't become one. They're two separate comic companies.
And this is all through 1941?
Yes, this is all in the 40s.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
It's all in the 40s. So now here's the thing. In 1939, Detective Comics and Superman Inc. had sued Wiz before. Well, Wiz ended up being part of another company called Fawcett Comics.
Fawcett, okay.
Like Farrah Fawcett, spelled like Farrah Fawcett.
So Wiz joins Fawcett, and then so Superman Inc. is suing Fawcett?
Wiz joins Fawcett, and both of them take a leak.
Right. I like that. So what happens is that now these companies are just used to suing people if they even think that their character is copied by somebody else. Right? So they had sued another group, Fox Feature Syndicate, for a hero called Wonder Man.
Wonder Man. Now, didn't he become ultimately a Marvel character?
Well, the title ended up getting passed on, like the trademark, I should say. The title gets passed on.
But it's not the same guy?
Not the same guy.
Not the same guy. Okay.
It's basically, if it's any guy that lifted a car back then, they was like, no, that's Superman. He had that.
They were trying to copyright super strength.
Yes, they were copywriting powers, essentially.
That's how original Superman was. Anybody that could do anything that featured a feat of strength.
In a set of poses, anything, yeah.
That was Superman.
That was like, that's our Superman.
Okay.
The powers could be different, but and that's the case here. The powers could be different, but they were like, well, no, look at the pose our guy had. Look at the pose that guy had. He copied off of us. We're suing you.
We'll have to do a show on like separate Marvel arms and stuff because this sounds like very branchy to me. It's very interesting.
It's just crazy that you just think that all creators are just like, hey, I'm happy to create something, and then like people are reading it, and then somebody else creates something. You just say, oh yeah, you got your thing, you got your thing. No, that's not the case. That is not the case.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, you more than understand as a comic book creator. Whenever you come up with an idea, like, yeah, I can do this and that, blah, 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 and this is gonna happen. Like, oh yeah, that's like that. And they always like, that's like this,
Yeah, when they sum up something and like, oh yeah, it's like.
And you're like, really? I thought I had something original there. Shoot.
But the interesting is all those roads lead to Disney now.
Yes.
I've been curious to see that. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So here's the thing. So DC had sued Fawcett Comics for a different character before, and they backed down. But
DC backed out?
No.
Oh.
Fawcett.
Oh, Fawcett, okay.
So for Master Man.
Master Baby?
Wait, what did he do?
Master Man?
What did Chris Evans do now?
I don't know. Guard the Master Man. That's
guard the what?
So the character
Master Man.
They got sued. DC sued Fawcett, who has the rights to Captain Marvel. They sued him for another character previously called Master Man.
That's racist.
I got nothing to say.
Master Man.
So here's the thing. So this time, Fawcett was like, hey, DC, we're not letting you take Captain Marvel from us.
That's right.
We don't play that now. You get Master Man, but not Captain Marvel.
Wait, they gave him Master Man.
Who's Master Man ripping off?
They were saying Master Man was ripping off Superman.
Everybody ripped off Superman.
Yeah, if you had powers back then, you're ripping off Superman.
Gotcha.
Right. And so Captain Marvel is the one guy that flies and everything like that.
So Superman is the benchmark in this point in time.
Well, Superman comes out a year before all these characters.
So they're thinking everybody rips off of him just because they have power.
Yeah, if you have super strength, you're ripping off Superman.
You're ripping off Superman. Oh, if your pose is like heroic, you're ripping off Superman.
What about Mustard Man?
And if he did a heroic pose, he would have got sued too.
Mustard Man?
I don't know who Mustard Man is.
He's my hero.
What about Macho Man?
Ooh, yeah. Cream of the crop.
What about Encino Man?
Did they sue them too?
Well, that movie was so terrible, it deserves to be sued.
Nobody wanted to sue that.
Nobody wanted to sue that.
Just checking.
No, it's all good. So Fawcett's being sued by DC for having Captain Marvel, and DC is saying Captain Marvel is a copyright infringement of Superman based upon the pose and the powers and whatnot. So this legal battle for this Captain Marvel lawsuit, it drags on for about a decade, 10 years.
10 years, really?
Yes, 10 years.
But at what point does Superman start flying?
Well, so that's the thing, right?
That's a good question.
Superman starts to fly after they see Captain Marvel flying, because technically Superman only leaps tall buildings. When they drew it, he just leaped. But Captain Marvel flew, so yes.
Man, this makes me hate Superman more.
Me too, actually.
I know, I'm the same way. I'm feeling a little certain something.
It makes me hate the creators a little bit, the company.
Okay,
absolutely.
It's like,
absolutely.
man, let a hero be a hero. Somebody else has a different version of a hero. Just let him do it.
Yeah, you don't have a monopoly on superpowers.
Right. Well, now, okay, so here's the other thing. So Captain Marvel / Shazam has a villain that is a scientist named Dr. Savannah, like Sivana. And so he's bald. Now you have Lex Luthor, who's also bald, and
Who came first?
So's The Rock.
So's The Rock. Well, they say that these are the things that was part of the suit, in that they have similar villains, they have similar poses, and then at this point, similar powers.
Similar hair.
As far as like strength. Yeah. They did even go as far as to say, hey, look, they both have like cool black hair. They're both a well-shaven individual.
They both have the little lock.
Well,
no, they don't have the little lock.
No, they do not.
Captain Marvel's completely slicked back.
Yes. And his eyes are
Superman
squinty.
has the S curl.
That's an interesting detail. That's good for bringing that
I
up.
thought in the movie Shazam had the little lock.
No. Completely slicked back.
It's completely slicked back.
That's interesting. Okay.
And the way that it's drawn for Captain Marvel / Shazam is that his eyes are squinty, whereas, Superman. Well, Superman's eyes start squinty in the books, but then they give him some eyes. So in other words, they're trying to sue him for this, and they're like, hey, look, we have distinctions in the character. We had this character first. It's not Superman. It's Captain Marvel, right? This goes on for a few years, and they basically have this same argument. And here's the thing. What Fawcett, the people that own Captain Marvel, say is like, look, at this time, people like Tarzan, people like Popeye, they have crazy strength. They have crazy poses. They have, there's just a certain characteristic that comes with having a creator that's a hero. So why not sue these people? Why are you suing us? But that's the point, is like, if you're saying that a character has strength, I mean, that's what we want the guy to have. That doesn't mean that your guy did it first. There's a bunch of characters during this time that can do that.
Can we be clear? Like, what year are we talking about here?
We're talking the 40s.
We're still in the 40s.
Yeah.
Because you said 10 years. I thought we were in the 40s before. I thought we were maybe in the 50s.
But
early 60s. So, no, we're still in the 40s.
We're in the 40s, all right, we go for early 50s.
Okay, early 50s. Gotcha.
Yeah.
No,
Slick back hair, leather jackets, and,
Apple bottom jeans.
Apple bottom jeans.
And and like the thing is like, you know, they compare the fact that they have capes, the fact that both characters have boots, both characters. Now at this point, again, Superman flies like Captain Marvel can fly, so they say they can both fly. They both have strength. They both have speed. They both are, you know, invulnerable. Like the whole works. They even both have a secret identity.
Every superhero had a secret identity.
I'm with you.
I mean, I do too.
Oh, okay.
So you're not really Kevin Stoke?
Who are you then?
Or is Kevin Stoke your secret identity?
I say shablam and I turn into ass man.
Shabow. It's happening.
Shaboomba.
Babooba.
Shaniqua.
Man.
Oh,
Shanae.
Lee, will you stop?
Yeah, La Bamba. Yeah, so
No.
the thing
No,
is,
Richie.
Richie! The judge pretty much rules in favor of DC and says, yeah, you guys are right. Superman came out first. So Captain Marvel is a total copy of Superman, right? But here's the thing. But then the lawyers for Fawcett, all right, they come back and they say, well, wait a second, slow down a second. Because like part of the evidence that they had a whole bunch of comic books, like comic book pages. They were like, look, see, Superman poses like this. Look at Captain Marvel, he's posing like that. Like they had a whole bunch of stuff.
They have the Big Mac. We have the Big Mick.
Yeah. So the lawyers
You have the golden arches. We got the golden arcs.
That's right.
But so the lawyers for Captain Marvel look and say, wait a second. Towards the tail end of your run with Superman, you lost your copyright. So
Really?
So Superman for a period of time was open game. The copyright wasn't
kidding.
Yeah, the copyright wasn't protected. So then like the judge is like, yeah, okay. I guess you guys win. Right?
Within 10 years, you lose a copyright? How does that work?
I don't know. Well, back then, like they had the whole series. Like they took all of the books that they had for Superman, and so then like the last 10 years, the last series of that point, the copyright had expired. So since that was part of the exhibit, the lawyers say, well, you can't compare them all the way across the board like that, because if the copyright expired for Superman for that last 10 years, and that's part of the case, then part of that is, yeah, he was open game. So you can't compare Captain Marvel all the way through this because, yeah, the copyright expired. So at that point, DC was like, oh, okay, all right, you got it. But then they came right back and then appealed, got the copyright issue fixed to a certain point, enough that they were going to take Fawcett back to court. And at that time, the comic sales were declining. So
For Captain Marvel? Or Superman?
For Captain Marvel. Let me put it
both.
For the company.
Okay.
For the company of
For
Fawcett.
Fawcett.
Yeah, for Fawcett.
Okay.
And so, since they couldn't do that, they were like, well, look, we can't really fight this. So they paid roughly, I want to say like $400,000, which would equivalent to, I think they said like $4 million like now or something like that. So they just kind of like, they gave up the license for the Shazam character. So they just said, all right, we're done. We're out of business. Right?
Wait, okay, so you're saying they pretty much said, we are not in the Captain Marvel business anymore. He's up for sale.
Well, they kind of say you win, DC, you win the lawsuit.
So they didn't just say you win the lawsuit. They say here's our guy.
No. They don't say here's the guy. They just say we're gonna cease and desist making any more comics about Captain Marvel.
Okay,
gotcha. All right. So then what ends up happening is because of that, during that time, the trademark of Captain Marvel, the name Captain Marvel. Because like the trademark is like is different. That's just like the name.
Oh, I love this. If this is going where I think it's going, this is really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the trade. So like in other words, they were suing Fawcett for the look of Captain Marvel / Shazam, saying that he looked like Superman. But in the meantime, when Fawcett gave up the license of that character,
Captain Marvel into
Captain Marvel, the character, Shazam, the guy, like the figure, the trademark, which is actually the law for the title of the character, poof, up for grabs.
Yes. If I see where this is going, what he's basically saying is that DC was the engineers of their own defeat.
Yes.
Because they got greedy.
Yes. So they left. So in the process of that court argument, they won the battle, but they lost the war as far as the name Captain Marvel. They worried so much about the character, the cape, and the look and the pose, they totally forgot about the actual name of the character.
Well, because they didn't own him at the time, they were so intent on destroying him that then when they acquired him, they completely neutered him.
Yes.
Wow.
Right. So what happens is that the name, the title Captain Marvel, it stays still or lays dormant, like nobody uses it, because like they didn't use the Shazam character until February 1966. So this guy comes along, Byron Fast. He makes his pulp magazine and he publishes a Captain Marvel, and it's a very terrible adaptation of their version of a superhero named Captain Marvel. Now here comes Marvel Comics, and they see this and they're like, you know what? It's got Marvel in it. We can't just let anybody take a name that says it has our name in it and then mess it up. We got to take that back. So what they do is they go ahead and then they talk to Mr. Fast, and then they say, look, we got Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, X-Men, right? That's coming up. We're making the thing happen. We just want to take that Captain Marvel name from you. Your book sucks. You're not doing anything with it. We're just going to help you out and then take that. So he's like, nah, I'm smarter than y'all. That's why I took the trademark Captain Marvel, so you would come to me and then buy me out. So this is what I want. I want $6,000. Now, of course, that's way more money now, but he's like, I want $6,000 for this trademark.
You mean way more money then?
Yeah, way more money then. Thank you.
Yeah, we're that money.
Yeah, I want that. So if you want the name, you got to pay. So he's basically ransoming the title of Captain Marvel.
It's like those people who went out and bought a bunch of websites.
Yeah, that's it. The domain names, right?
Domain squatters.
Yes. And they're hoping that somebody buys. So in this case, this dude's like, yeah, give me $6,000. So Marvel's like, you kiss my this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna make the book, and we're just gonna go ahead and put Captain Marvel in it, and that's just what we're gonna do, right?
It's so funny that $6,000 meant a whole lot to people back in the day.
It means a lot to me.
I like $6,000.
Yeah, but you're not like Marvel or DC.
Yeah, but now Marvel is just coming up at this point. Now, like you can say, like now we hitting the 70s where everybody's like, oh yeah, we love what you got going on.
That's a good point. Yeah, to put it into time perspective.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So they go ahead and they say, well, look, in October of 1966, Marvel made the character Captain Marvel to appear on Marvel Superheroes number 12. So this is the actual cover when it came out is like December 1967. So at this point, your boy Mr. Fast says like, hey, I own the trademark Captain Marvel. I'm about to sue y'all. This is wrong. So Marvel goes ahead and says, well, look, I get it. It's trademark infringement. But look, you don't want a piece of this here, Mr. Fast. You don't want a piece of this here. And then, like, Mr. Fast actually says, you know what? I don't want a piece of this. My book sucks. I can't make any money off it. I know I wanted $6,000. How about we settle for $4,500? How about that? Okay.
Wow, that bravado went away quickly.
Yes. And so Marvel was like, boom.
They paid him the $4,500.
They paid him the $4,500 because he knew if he went to court with them, he couldn't afford the legal fees to keep up a fight like that.
Sure.
So so Marvel was just like, yeah, all right, we'll go ahead and we'll take that from you.
Now, at this point in time, the other Captain Marvel is just done. Still nothing going on.
Right. They have him and
the Fawcett Captain Marvel.
The Fawcett Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Okay, so Fawcett ends up selling, like you said, the license, but not the trademark of the Captain Marvel name, but they sell the license of the Shazam family, for lack of a better word, just to cut out the confusion. So they go ahead, they say, all right, well, DC, here are all our heroes. So you get Shazam, you get, Mary Marvel, all of the Marvel cousins, you get the whole lot, right?
How much?
They don't really say how much. That's part of the suit too. They just like, they just buy them out. They just buy them out.
They buy him out, really?
Yeah, they buy out the license of the characters.
What? Whoa. So DC bought the license of Captain Marvel.
No, they bought Shazam.
I'm sorry. Shazam.
Yes, and the Marvel fam, like he had the girl that was Mary Marvel and all that.
Carol Danvers.
Yeah, well, no. This had nothing to do with Carol Danvers.
No.
Not yet. Not even yet. Okay.
I know it's crazy confusing.
Because that is something important to point out, though, is that when Marvel came and introduced their Captain Marvel, it was not a woman. It was a man. It was a male character,
like an alien. Yeah, like an alien.
Yeah. So the actual Captain Marvel that Marvel first introduced,
Captain Marvel,
is nothing to do with, and they had a hyphen in there as well.
Yes, it was like MAR-VELL,
and that was their their way of getting away around the copyright, wasn't it?
I got you.
Right, originally until the trademark. Yeah,
right. So it was Marvel, and then when they won the suit, there's like, no, it's Marvel.
It's Marvel.
Yeah, we're not even going to screw around. So that was their way of saying, like, screw you. That was a difference of $1,500 back in the day. That's how you go from 6,000 to 4,500.
Oh my gosh!
Is you lose a hyphen?
You lose a hyphen. That's how business worked back then.
I wish I knew that. Shoot.
But the thing is,
it's interesting though, isn't it?
It's crazy. It's crazy because it's like mind and body split.
Wait, no. So I got to backtrack a little bit. So then DC. What you're saying is they bought the rights to the whole Shazam family.
Yeah, they got the license for those characters.
Except for the lead?
No, they got the lead, but they couldn't have his name. It's like almost like
why couldn't they have his name? Because they let it go to the public domain and other people.
Because the trademark of his actual name is what was up for grabs.
Oh,
so it was like adopting a kid. Like if the kid was named, Jimmy Sampson. And then, they go to the adoption part, and then, he doesn't have his name. He's just a kid. They adopt the kid, but his name is just floating out into the ether, hence the trademark. So Marvel picks up the name, just not the character. But DC owned the company that made the Shazam character.
They're lucky Marvel didn't name Spider-Man Billy Batson in the meantime, because they would have lost that too. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. They had the license, and Fawcett, bless their hearts. I mean, as a independent creator, I feel for them.
I do too. It sounds awful for them because I don't think they did anything wrong.
No, and they tried to they had a bunch of other characters, but those characters didn't sell as well as Shazam did. Now, this is just to cut the confusion out of, Captain Marvel, but of course he's named Captain Marvel, but that was the best selling character that they had. And so when DC did that kind of just broke them down. They couldn't afford to pay for the suit, and they didn't get any break, and they tried to shuffle different characters around in other different publications, but it just didn't catch as well.
But Fawcett still owned the rights to that Shazam.
They own for lack of a better word, they own the visual look of Shazam. But they had that license, but then part of the suit, they were just like, all right, cool, we just can't make any books for this character no more. And then DC came back later in 1972 and said, hey, we'll just take that all from you if you're gonna cash yourself out, and we're just gonna take all that from you. So they got the body of Captain Marvel, so to speak, but not the name.
Fawcett was bleeding out. It's like shooting a deer in the woods, and you don't kill him right away, and he's running around, but he's bleeding out. And over time, it's like, okay, now he's about ready to drop dead, and now you're about ready to drop dead. By the way, do you mind signing
this? Yeah. But this is the most expensive Band-Aid you'll ever get. Can we just take this off you and make way more later? So it's terrible.
Man. This makes me hate DC, dude.
Well, when do we get to Marvel?
Well, we get to that.
We did, though.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we did.
We already got to Marvel. So
it's split. It's crazy.
So what happened was he said, hey, look, we want to do our own book called Captain Marvel. And what was the other place?
Huh?
The other comic company that made Marvel.
Oh, no, the Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox, he took the title. He took the trademark.
That's when they called it Marvel?
No, it's Marvel. So Captain Marvel.
It's still Marvel. Okay.
No, but I thought they called it Marvel.
No. I'm saying no. Mr. Fast, but he had it.
He had Marvel.
Yes.
And then Marvel was like, well, to screw you over, we're going to do Marvel, but we're just going to call it Marvel.
Yes.
And we're going to put a hyphen in there, and that hyphen cost them $4,500.
Yeah. Because, Mr. Fast was going to sue them, and then it would, like, go ahead and do it, but his version of Captain Marvel sucked.
Because I remember in, like, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the cartoon, they referred to him initially as the Captain Marvel. That's crazy.
All right, so now DC owns 2 Supermans, Shazam and Superman. Do they ever fight each other? And if they did,
oh yeah,
why would they fight each other?
They fought each other like Kingdom Come.
The Justice League cartoon, they fought each other.
Yeah, they fought each other a couple of times. I mean,
Like, your hair sucks. Well, your hair is ugly. Why you got a circle in your hair? Well, you don't.
Well, yeah, their thing was always about like who was the mightiest hero, pretty much. I mean, like, and so that's crazy because if you don't know about it, you're just like, well, like they're both heroes, but one character has a kid alter ego, the other one has an adult alter ego. But it's like when WWF had like. Right? Remember they did Invasion? And then, like, they had all of the WCW characters like, oh, this is a cool mix. But no, it's business, right? They're just, the WCW characters are going to lose because you can't make your brand look bad because you got somebody else. You buy them out so you can crush the freaking character and then make them your people. Yeah.
All right, so move on. Move on.
Yeah, so moving. All right. So, but this is where the story gets crazy because now both characters kind of split off into their own thing. So we'll take the Marvel one first, right? All right, so then Captain Marvel, after Marvel buys the trademark and they have it, well, he goes on to have many adventures, right? He's got like all these cosmic adventures. He's paired with Rick Jones, who I don't know if you see the Incredible Hulk.
Snapper.
Yeah.
I'm Rick Jones.
Rick Jones. He goes on to fight Thanos. He goes on to have, he has a bunch of cosmic battles. He tricks out. There's a thing with Death and Thanos, and then like Thanos creates his other. They do a bunch of crazy cosmic stories with Marvel, Captain Marvel, right? Crazy stuff. And so then like now you have it. So he even fights cancer. And then they have,
wow.
Yes, he has like this form of cosmic cancer that happens to him.
I hate that cancer.
Kills him off, and then like they bring him back, and then like so now there's always these reoccurring things like in various forms during the decade. He always battles some form of cancer.
Wow.
Yes,
man.
So good for him.
That is deep.
That's crazy.
That is deep.
So now, of course, when when they get to the later years. Now you're talking like, right, like the 80s. Now you go ahead and you have the faithful story of where Carol Danvers runs across Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel, while dying, gives her his powers.
Really?
Yes. And then like there's a whole sea of stories after that. I mean, there's I know we could get really deep, but I mean there's talks where there's another story. There's different creators that have done different things that would piss our female listeners off as to how they have treated Captain Marvel in certain iterations. I mean,
let's not piss any female listeners off.
I think we need to respect the history and do that.
Yes, I would gladly. Because that's a separate thing in itself. There was one particular story that I mean, if you want me to kind of hit the tagline, I will, but there was one particular one where I was like, ooh, I will not say that one.
Well, let's tease that for another show.
It's pretty graphic, but yeah, so now that character goes through many different resurgences, iterations. I mean, and so now as of 2012, that becomes the Captain Marvel / Carol Danvers that you see in the movies, as far as the outfit with the star and everything like that. And now you get into 2019, and hence your Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, Brie Larson,
Endgame, all
that good stuff, But she's gone through a lot of different iterations, a lot of different costumes. It's crazy. The story of Captain Marvel, as far as a character at that point, is crazy. Now I know that's the Disney part. And that's the Marvel part. But then whatever happened to good old-fashioned, old-school Captain Marvel, right? Shazam.
He got a movie, and that was it.
He got a movie and whatnot. And
I never seen it either.
And they took
Wasn't that bad? I liked it.
I want to see it.
I still got to go ahead and see it. But like we said, DC goes ahead and takes a license, and so like now they have the Shazam family. So like Mary Marvel, Captain Marvel Jr., Uncle Marvel, and then actually a pet tiger named Talkie Tawny. I have like
Talkie Tony.
TAWKY TAWNY.
All right.
Right. It's great.
Meow.
And so by 1991, they have taken all of those characters from the Fawcett line, and then they tried to figure out a way, since they couldn't use the title Captain Marvel, they just officially changed it. Well, in the beginning, they just changed it to Earth's Mightiest Mortal. That was the moniker that they had for Shazam before. But then officially in 2012, after the revision of the New 52 for DC, this is officially called the character Shazam. So hence, in 2019, you have the Marvel Captain Marvel movie coming out. And then a month later, you have the DC Shazam movie coming out. So I think I
need to watch the Shazam movie.
The title Captain Marvel is always intertwined.
It's streaming on HBO Max right now.
You should absolutely watch it.
I have that, yes.
If you've got it, I would
check that out.
So there you are. That is how Captain Marvel got the title of Captain Marvel.
That is fascinating.
So DC and Marvel never sued each other over this?
No.
Okay. I would have assumed that DC at some point in time sued Marvel over what happened.
Marvel took the trademark name, so it'd been one thing if they had tried to maybe get the license or fight the license for Shazam, but they just took the title. And that's another thing. Shoot, forgot. They kept making Captain Marvel comic book titles for one specific purpose: to keep the name legally active, so that it would never fall into like trademark abyss again.
Oh, who is this?
Marvel.
Marvel did this.
Yes.
Wow, that is crazy. Again, this really, I kind of felt sorry for DC at first, because I thought that this whole thing kind of originated with them, because Captain Marvel came first, but really it was their own greed and arrogance that kind of led to this happening. Now, who knows? Maybe if Wiz would have been allowed to produce Captain Marvel on their own, it would have been successful, and DC wouldn't have had a part. Maybe we would have 3 comic book companies to this day.
Well, you wouldn't have had the exact power of Superman. I guess that's the thing. Yeah, that's the crazy ego part. That hurts me. Like, I mean, tell the story, like, it was one of those things that was really crazy to read, because I was like, I've always thought as a kid, like, once you get into that realm, people are just happy to create.
Well, this is a fascinating story, man.
This was awesome, man. This was great.
I appreciate you sharing that with me.
No, I appreciate you guys listening, so I can, like, get that out. I feel a lot better about myself now as a human being.
Do you feel marvelous?
Marvelous, darling.
Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed that discussion about Captain Marvel. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of more discussions about that headed our way very soon. If you want to learn more about us, magicourway.com is the way to go. There you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. You can also get in touch with us through the following ways. You can shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com, leave us a voicemail via our SpeakPipe widget on our homepage, or call or send us a text message at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That's 1-815
Marvel Weekend
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of guys that do things outside the podcast. First of all, we got Eli, does things with comics.
Hey, Rob Liefeld here. Deadpool, Cable, X-Force, Domino, Marvel Comics, Image Comics, all of it. You guys, what is up? Eli Ivory, what a great name. Eli Ivory, comic guru. I'm here to talk about you. I am here to say, check out ivorycomics.com. That's right, you. Check out ivorycomics.com. ivorycomics.com. If you're not doing that, you're missing out. You're missing out. The Savages comic cannot be beat, cannot be surpassed. You need to check it out, experience it for yourself, and you know the story. It's all about the glory. Congrats to you and all the magic that you're making with your Ivory Comics. Eli Ivory, comic book guru. Check out ivorycomics.com, comic book guru. Eli Ivory, the whole package. Deadpool said to. Do it. ivorycomics.com right now. Liefeld out.
You heard what Rob said. That's a guru talking about a guru. You can visit the Ivory Comics site where you see all the artwork I got for Project Geisha, Savages, and the Molly Be Damned. There's also a link to this podcast so you never miss an episode. You can also find me on Facebook.com/Eli H. Ivory. As long as you're a real person, cool. If you're a bot, not. You can also find me on Project Geisha has a whole Facebook page. Check that out. You can also see on Instagram. You can find me there at EIvory504. And of course, on Twitter, you can find me at Hancock10166. So if you appreciate the madness, then you're just bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And if you want to book a vacation to any one of the Disney properties, you can do so through Lee. Lee, tell them how to do this.
Just give me a call at 832-431-1621. That's 832-Captain Marvelous. 832-CPT-MVLS. You can email me at lee@magicourway.com. Check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/LostToVica That's LASTOVICA Travel. You can find me on Instagram at You Got a Friend in Lee Travel. And if you do any of that, we'll get you hooked up and booked up with no
Bravo Vika!
In addition, there's so many ways to support the show as a whole. You can find them all on our website, magicourway.com. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to take a second and thank you for being a loyal listener, and we love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome to Magic Our Way Podcast, so get in touch with us today. So, Mohegans, ladies and gentlemen, we say Kwaherini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out!
I have every intention of eating those bananas for breakfast, but I still somehow end up with tacos.
Captain America's corn dog.
Hey, this is Kevin from the Magic Our Way Podcast. When Calgon can